guess this is my story, if you will, of how I came to be where I'm at currently. I originally started playing football when I was in the 8th grade because my high school didn't offer a wrestling program because that's where I grew up as. And I started playing football because I was that angry little kid and I wanted to get my frustration out. So I started playing football and I got really good at it. Then I decided, hey, I want to play football in college. You know, it's so cool. Everyone wants to play a sport in college. And I really just wanted to become the best player I could be. And then through a course of ups and downs with my team or my program or my coaches, it really just stopped being fun after a certain amount of time. I think that I got all the anger out that I needed to get out. And what happened was my senior year did not go as according to plan. I had a good season, but our team sucked. And so that summer and that senior year, I auditioned for one-night competition in the winter, and I got a part. I had acted before, but I got a part in this play, and I was super excited. And we did an episode of The Big Bang Theory. I played some jerk who snatched up Leonard's girl or something like that. I don't really remember the gist of it, but it was fun. It was cool. We won best show. It was cool. It was fun, and I was like, no matter what, I'm gonna do theater in college. If I'm playing football, whatever, I'll find a way to do it. Because that was always my goal from age 13, I think, when I said to myself, wow, I want to entertain people. I want people to feel the way that I feel going in to see a movie or a show, because it's just the greatest feeling in the world. So after that, after the musical ended, I was still thinking to myself, I'm playing football. I just decided that I was going to Sacred Heart because I've been talking to coaches and whatnot, and I hadn't really found a home yet, if you will. And it was either Division 3 or Division 1. That's how I didn't get any recruitment from Division 2 because none of my coaches in high school helped me get recruited. I did all the recruiting on my own. It was a very hard process, but luckily my trainer, the guy who I worked out with, or did work out with, he went here. He was an alumni and he played for Sacred Heart. And he told me, hey, just give it a try. Call, do whatever you got to do. So I did, and I sent him my film. And shortly after, I heard back. I think maybe because he had some influence, which regardless, I was thrilled. I was like, oh my god, I'm going to be a D1 athlete. This is so cool. And so I was dead set convinced I was going to come here. I was going to walk onto the team and I was going to play football. I was a preferred walk-on though. I wasn't getting any money or anything like that, and there was no guarantee I was going to be on the team. Then senior year came around, the end of the senior year came around, graduation and everything, and I went to Florida for a graduation trip to see my grandparents. And this is my dad's parents. And when I went down there, I was hanging out with my grandfather. I go down there all the time anyway, but this was cool. I went with one of my close friends, and one night we were just sitting around talking, and I was talking to my grandfather. Pop, who do I want to be? Do I want to be this kid who's still trying to impress his father? Do I want to be someone who I think my dad wants me to be, or do I want to be him? Do I want to try and lead the life he led and do that? And Pop, I'm kind of lost. I don't know what to do. I really want to impress him and make him proud of me no matter what I do. And he looked at me and goes, Pat, you can't be your father. Well, I know that. And he goes, no, but seriously, listen to me. He was this big, extravagant man, and he was the funniest human being I've ever met. And he said to me, he goes, you can't try and be someone else. You have to be yourself. You be you, and you follow what you want to do. And don't try and be anyone who you're not. I said, wow, okay, cool, thanks. After that, it was summer. I had my summer job with my friend who, my best friend who plays Division II football. We would work out every day, go to work, and then that was the life really. And I was supposed to be like really training over the summer, you know, and I like stopped kinda. I stopped having the drive to really just put in the hours. I was just getting lazy. I didn't have that thirst anymore. And I was like, wow, like I'm not gonna make this team if I don't start doing something. So I started working out really hard. I got up to about 270 something pounds. It was massive. And then I went and saw the movie Boyhood, and in that movie, it shows, you know, this kid who's 6 years old turn into a 19-year-old man, you know, just graduating high school at the end of the movie, going to college, like right where I was. But he said a line in the movie, and it was, if you don't try, you'll never fail. And I walked out of that movie, and I turned to my friend Andrew, and I go, Dino, I'm quitting football, I'm gonna become an actor. I finished work, moved into Sacred Heart, and it was the first day of school. The first Monday on campus was my birthday, and I was like, wow, this is exciting. I get to go to a theater meeting. I emailed Nick Pitino, who I met at orientation, who told me, oh yeah, you're a sports guy, come do theater, which I don't think he assumed I would ever do theater. But I emailed him. He was like, oh dude, come tonight, 10:10 in the Edgerton. So where's the Edgerton? Jeez. After that, we had auditions for Almost Maine, and I auditioned with Nick Pitino. I was like, oh, this is so cool. He's like the only person I know in the program. I feel cool. I feel comfortable auditioning. And with the audition, I got a part alongside the very talented Zach Lane. It was such a fun experience, getting my foot in the door with it and whatnot. And then Theater Fest came around, and I auditioned, and I put in like 3 shows, and I was directing one. It was just a fiasco, but that was really cool that people wanted me in their stuff. And all 3 of the shows that I was a part of made it through to the next round, which were Black Box. It was very exciting. And while all that was happening, the auditions for I Remember Mama came up. And gave me a page and a half of this character, Uncle Chris, who is this Norwegian man. And he goes, how are you with accents? And I was like, oh, what accents? And he was like, well, just read it in your best, like, German-esque accent that you can possibly do. And I was like, what? So I read it first without the accent. He was like, no, really, let loose. Just let it go and try your best. So I did this accent, and if I could remember the lines, I would do it, but, and he was smiling at me. He was like, good, that was good. He was like, good job. I was like, oh, thanks so much. I had to learn the accent. That was really hard, but it was fun. It was a fun experience. It was a funny show. And working with Jared was so cool, because like I learned so much. And then, Thanksgiving, so I had 6 performances that weekend, 3 shows, just awful. Luckily, High School Tech, that went through to the next round. You'll be seeing that. I really loved that show. I loved all the shows that I was in, but that one really stood out to me. In High School Tech, you know, I'm playing the outcast who has like his dreams and his goals and doesn't have a voice. And me being that person deep down inside before I got here, didn't have my voice. You know, I was just going through the patterns, going through the motions, and taking the journey with the character Dylan Miller. At the end, he becomes the star of the show. That is how my journey is going. You know, it started out as just mediocrity and doing nothing, and just going through the motions and being boring, and really becoming who I am, and just letting loose and becoming who I want to be. You know, it's been less than a year, and I've just taken off, and I never thought in a million years that I just wanted to be in a show my freshman year. That was my goal. I'm just glad to be here. And I think that fate just put me here, you know. So this is where I was meant to go, and this is where I'm meant to be right now anyway. And I'm just gonna keep on doing it, keep on trucking, I guess.